Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Woodrow, and it is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Chilling down in our Florida crib, although, as you can probably see, it's pretty cloudy. Not typical of Florida. But introducing a new YouTube feature on shelves. So what is it? Well, pretty self-explanatory. Basically, we're going to look at the handful of books that are coming out this week on shelves at your LCSs or digital spots like Comixology or via pre-order at DCB service that I am most excited about and want to make sure you are aware of. So hopefully every week you will see a video just like this. Terry Moore brings us Parker Girls number 3 this week. For longtime fans of Terry's work and Strangers in Paradise, I'm sure I don't need to tell you about this book. But for those of you who are new to Terry's work, Parker Girls is a continuation of that universe, this time centered around Tambi, who is the leader of a group of badass women doing badass things all around the world. Essentially, it is a female-empowered espionage book with a little bit of soap opera rolled in. Terry, as always, is on point with his art. Very much enjoyed the first 2 issues and can't wait to dive into number 3 today. Jason Aaron makes his triumphant return to the world of creator-owned comics with Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, number 1, published by Boom Studios. This first issue is drawn by Alexander Tefenki. Subsequent issues, as I understand it, will be drawn by different artists. Aaron is going to take us into a post-apocalyptic world centered around 2 characters, Maceo and Mezzi, who are a bit of an odd couple. And I, for one, am so thrilled to see him back doing creator-owned stuff, as I'm sure many of you will be too. James Tynan IV and Martin Simmons bring us The Department of Truth number 22 this week. This is the final issue of the latest arc in one of the best books Image Comics has put out in years. The premise is fairly simple. What if all of the craziest conspiracy theories that you see out there that we mock people for believing were true? A few months ago, when it was announced that Frank Miller, along with former DC publisher Dan DiDio, were partnering up for a new publishing company called Frank Miller Presents, I was curious but wondering what kind of content we'd get. Well, this is our first chance to find out as Ronin Book 2, number 1 hits the stands, written by Frank with layouts by Frank as well, finishes by Philip Tan and Daniel Enrique. This is a return to one of Frank's most celebrated works from back in the day, Ronin, a book that David Vince and I spent an entire episode discussing in a Book of the Month earlier this year. In any event, I'm sure many of you, like me, are super curious to see if Frank still got it, and very much hoping that this is the start of another leg of a brilliant Hall of Fame career. Ever since Tradd Moore blew us all away with Silver Surfer Black a few years ago, we've been wondering what he would get up to next, and now we know. Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise, number 1 of a 4-issue limited series, written and drawn by Tradd, published by Marvel Comics. Just as Tradd took a look at Silver Surfer and blew us away with his incredible visuals that are both surrealistic and energetic, he's going to take the same approach visually and give us a yarn about Dr. Stephen Strange, bringing us into the Marvel mystical universe in the same way he absolutely dominated our mind space with the Cosmic a few years ago. Most of the time we're going to focus on single issues on the stands this week, but every now and then I'm going to bring you a bonus pick. And this week, how could I not call your attention to Love and Rockets, the First 50? Written and drawn, of course, by Gilbert, Jaime, and Mario Hernandez, published by Fantagraphics. This is an 8-volume hardcover slipcase archival set that reprints the first 50 issues of the incomparable Love and Rockets series. Now, many of you know that I am woefully inexperienced with this classic work, and I am taking the opportunity of this set being released to get a crash course, finally, in all of the greatness that so many of you have told me I've been missing over the years. Now, as you can see here, this is very pricey with a $400 cover price. But remember, it's 8 volumes of archival work, and the perfect gift for Christmas. So for you geeks out there that want this but maybe didn't pull the trigger, throw this on your wish list and maybe Santa will be kind.